hour, probably it will have enough for 24 hours and
to
also
sell.
export to neighboring countries like Gabon or other places, or even
neighboring
states.
That's right.
that may diversify into other sectors of the economy. So this wouldn't just stabilize it, this will also create employment for the sector. Now, take another example, like the oil sector. We are in condemnation of those who go into the vandalization of pipelines and try to cook crude oil and all of these things. And the vice president, then was acting president, came to the Niger Delta region and talked about how they can come up with modular refineries and redirecting these negative energies. Now, we have a country where we are spending so much of the billions of dollars in importing crude oil. That doesn't just stop at importing the crude oil. It also means we're exporting a whole lot of jobs.
Importing refined products.
Importing refined products, so to say. So it doesn't just stop at importing the refined product. It also means that we're exporting a whole lot of jobs to those countries that are exporting. So what have we done as a government to encourage these little pockets of refining across the country, you understand? So we need to begin to concentrate on those things that will help this country work rather than chasing the whole box. Because I think for now that the federal government is taking too much. The federal government needs to shed some responsibilities and allow and empower the states more. So for us to move forward, we need to concentrate on, like I said, how we can rediscuss. I don't want to use the word restructuring so that I don't sound like some quarters. We need to rediscuss this country. We need to redesign. We need to understand what the federal government should take on and what it shouldn't take on, and what states should be totally empowered to do, so that every state can take advantage of what it can do best, so that our governors can start working better. Because for now, with due respect, you may be having a system that is breeding in a whole lot of lazy governors who are just waiting for the feeding bottle system of government. At the end of the day, crude is sold and they go and collect. While you have like I keep telling you, point me a state in this country and I will show you a country that is living and prospering on the resources that are endowed in that state. Just point me any state.
Okay.
Look at even this nomadic rascality that is going on. You have countries like Brazil, you have countries like India, that even their export on beef, it's more than the total income that is being received by some states. Point at even a state that makes, just point at Benue. I would show you a country that most of our incomes and what she gets is as a result of the kind of farm produce they have. So, we need to break the federal government down. The federal government is taking too much. Okay. And that is why it's somehow distracted from our basic responsibilities, such as security.
Right.
You understand? So
all right.
we need to see all of this. And we're not being vindictive to anybody.
No, we're not being vindictive here. Okay, let me just read out some tweets here. Sammy D says, it's very difficult running your own business in Nigeria. Multiple taxation, insecurity, power, and very bad roads militate against entrepreneurs. Gomorai Timi says, with respect to this current economic discussion, I think we should move away from grammatical expressions of the state of our economy and switch to action because we're already on a nosedive. Festus Kimboewa says, time we focus on apprenticeship, which is the only way jobs can be created for millions of our young people. He says, while it is great that we are out of recession and the economy is growing again, and in fact growing than many European countries, our unemployment and poverty figures in 2018 are too high for us as a country. Quite a number of tweets here, larger. Any nation where federating units share money every month in the name of federal allocation can never be a thriving economy, should be told. The bureaucrat says, again, I want to say that if politicians don't allow the public service run out of politics, nothing will work. No nation can develop with a dysfunctional public service system. Yusuf says, with 10,000 Naira trader money, it will go a long way for a pure water seller who focuses on retail. It can, however, be better. Yeah, you heard that. Festus again says, 10,000 is a lot of money for petty traders. We should not despise small beginnings. But Deji says, Bamidele needs to know trader money is market-based not roadside. The low-cost bean seller only needs 5K for a big bowl of beans scooped at 50 naira. ROI up 2K. Multiply that by 2. Alfred, he says your essay to a PDP governor. I didn't know that one.
That's not the point.
Okay, so but we're not being political here, please.
No, we're
looking at the issues here. Okay, Abiloro says, how does the 10,000 naira market money create employment or increases GDP as a nation? When 5,000 you win connect winners with viable businesses were left unattended to. Quite a number of tweets really pouring in. But,
let me just ask the other one question. Because we rely so much on imports, the issue of foreign exchange then becomes important.
Yeah.
Where does this stand in the scheme of things? And how does it affect us?
It's very simple. You know, they say he that pays the piper dictates
the tune.
You can only strengthen your currency when
you produce.
There is exchange. And you only exchange when you produce and you have something to. So
you must bring something to the table.
You must bring something to the table. But what we are, you know, for now, we are more of a consuming nation. Almost everybody wants to have a piece of the pie called Nigeria because of our large population. But the question is, what are we also sending to the world? To be honest with you, when I heard that we began to export yam, a part of me says, okay, but when you take that further down, you discover that it can be better. Because at the end of the day, if the value chain has been a bit more extended, what you will be getting in return is not exactly the same as when you just get your yam from the farm, put them into the container, and it's an export, but is it premium in terms of value of what you get for it? So the pressure on
the frustrations you come across in the process of exporting, because I have done some exporting before, and I was exporting shrimp, prawns, king-size prawns.
That still takes us back to what we were talking about, the fundamentals.
Take your prawns to the airport, and they say that unless you give them bribe, they're not going to load your prawns in, you know, when the plane arrives.
A lot of issues. On Monday of this week, I was somewhere around the Lekki Axis. There's a place called Ogombo. Somewhere off the road there, I saw a line of resorts owned by private individuals. But the road to that place, no matter the desire to go and enjoy that environment, when you think about the road.
Getting there.
And the question I'm asking myself is, what if the government just makes this road a bit better than what it is? You are just creating an environment where businesses can thrive. So I think these are fundamental issues that really needs to be addressed.
Okay.
And it looks like we are jumping gun, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Alfred, round up real quick so we can take some more to my viewers.
I can just say that some say we are getting out of recession, but it's not true. We're actually getting into trouble. I say this because don't forget that we jumped in recession because of the downing of the oil price. Now the oil price is coming down again. So Nigeria must begin to assume that if the oil price comes to about $5 or less than that per barrel, what's going to happen? So we need to begin to invest in education. We need to begin to invest in these infrastructures that will tickle our economy outside the oil. Because until we get that sorted, then we are in real trouble. Because if the country ever goes back to what it was before, or the oil price dips down, or as they forecast, that oil is not going to be useful in less than no time, then we're in trouble. So as a country, there are things we must do rising above politics. Forget about politics. We must begin to concentrate on those things that tickles this economy beyond oil.
Thank you, Alfred. Real quick, Dr. Baba Ghana Adam says, many Nigerian markets, majority of the people in Nigerian markets are not occupying shops, but open spaces that they pay on arranged rent. And there are more open spaces in trade, more open space traders than shop renting traders in most markets in Nigeria.
Okay. All that's left for me to do is just to thank our resource persons, Mr. Abiodun Bamidele, an economist, and Alfred Kemapado, Secretary General of the Ijaw Youth Council. Thank you very much for coming to educate us this morning.
Thank you.
Sunrise, we'll just take a short break and be back with another interesting conversation. Do join us.